Welcome food fans, picky eaters, the flavor curious, and everyone in between. Nothing makes good food better than good conversation, and your table is ready. Welcome back to another episode of the Food for Thoughtcast with your hosts, Melissa Reagan and Steven Gonzalez, but you can call them Chef. All right, let's get this episode started.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food for Thoughtcast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. What's up, Steve?
Hello, how are you?
I am super stoked. Today we are joined by Sam Citro Alexander. Hi, Sam.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome Sam to the podcast. She is the CEO, co-founder of Food Health Co. and the voice behind Food Health Score. And she's going to tell us all about it. Thanks for coming on, Sam.
So happy to be here. This is fun.
Super duper fun. Sam was asking me before, like, if I was somewhere chilly. Nope, I'm just cold all the time. Sam is joining us from San Francisco this evening, and we are super glad to have you here. How was your day?
How was my day? I don't think anyone's ever asked me that on a podcast. My day was actually very good. We've been a B2B business since the day we were born, 5.5 years ago, but about
Congrats.
5 weeks ago, we launched our first consumer product. And so we are in this rapid experimentation mode, which I actually find really fun. So I have had a day full of experiments.
Nice.
I love that. Does that give you anxiety, or does it excite you, or is it somewhere in the middle?
I would say 95% excitement, 5% indigestion.
Oh,
Yeah. You'd be like 3 ulcers and be named like Food Health Co. I don't know.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah.
My pet ulcers.
I have this really, really like annoying just problem with the unknown. I have to lean into it sometimes, but I really don't like it.
Oh, that's, we should do a whole other podcast on that, because my perspective is everything is unknown. It's all unknown. So,
I mean, even the things you think you know,
yeah,
still
or
unknown.
the people you think you know, sometimes, right?
you never know what's going to happen. So you just
know
got to
someone.
wrap your arms around it.
Yeah. At least pretend it's fun, or I don't know, fake it till you make it, or act like you're not scared, or whatever it is.
Or all of the above. I don't know.
All of the above.
Yes.
Well, Sam, we won't put you in the hot seat, but we start every episode of the Food for Thoughtcast by asking each other and our guests what was the most amazing thing you ate this week. So, Steve, you made me go first last episode, so you need to go first.
So that means you get to go first again. I'm kidding.
Oh,
So my wife wanted some sort of like tomato pie or something like that, because we have like a bunch of Campari tomatoes that are just sitting in the fridge. So rather than using them all up, because I wanted to save a few, we did that, but we got some rotisserie chicken, some thyme, some onions, a little bit of that alouette cheese, and some Gouda, and just kind of made like a roasted tomato chicken like pie, I guess you could say. I don't know, some sort of random concoction. It's pretty good, and it got to sit a bit. And so like I tried it again this morning, and like all those flavors just continued to marry and intensify. Oh, so good. Very easy to make too.
When you say it's a pie, what do you mean? Like it has a crust on top?
So it's like in a pie crust. And so I was going to do it upside down, but I'm left-handed, so I just couldn't conceptualize how to do that upside down without making a huge mess. And that's what I should have done. But yeah, we just used a simple pie crust, things like that. Normally I'd make it all from scratch, but I figured we're just gonna go easy today. So yeah.
Nice. Mine's gonna sound crazy, but I was digging through the freezer like you do. I have my freezer is full, but I have not been in the mood to eat anything from it. But sometimes you just reach a point where you're like, okay, I have to be disciplined. I've got to start using stuff. The long and the short of it, our listeners will know kind of the saga, but made a ham for Christmas, froze a lot of it, have since done ham and pierogies, ham and braised cabbage. It was a lot of ham. It was for 3 people.
Did you make?
Yeah, it was for 3 people, but I think it was like enough ham for, I don't know, 10.
It sounds like it was an 80-pound ham because we've been talking about this for a while now.
Yeah, you know how it is at the holidays. So the very last thing I did to use all of the ham up was the last time it snowed here in North Carolina, I made like ham and potato soup. And today it got cold and it rained this afternoon, and I was like, I want soup. And I was like, I think I have some in the freezer. So it was kind of perfect because it's very rare that these two things will intersect, that I'll have something that I'm actually in the mood for. Like it just doesn't. And so I had this ham and potato soup. This is going to sound crazy, but I needed to up the protein a little bit. So I crushed Quest pizza protein chips on top and then added like a little Italian seasoning. It was really, really good because I like my soup to have like a crunchies on top. I don't know if like a goldfish or a cracker. So
Quest,
what did you say?
I think I have those actually.
It doesn't sound crazy at all.
No, that doesn't sound crazy.
I don't know. Some people will be like, oh, ham and like pizza. I'm like, yeah. And I don't know. There's like no limit to like weird. I'll put stuff together that doesn't belong. It doesn't belong. So
I mean,
that's what I heard.
Belong. You created it, so it belongs.
Indeed. Sam, what was the most amazing thing you ate this week?
So this weekend I was in Tahoe and I ate a lot of really amazing food. But we went to a restaurant called Manzanita. And can I pick 2? Am I allowed to pick 2?
Of course.
Okay.
It's a podcast first. I'm kidding.
So at Manzanita, they had this golden beet carpaccio.
Ooh.
Yes.
It was incredible with a horseradish crema and some crumbled Point Reyes blue cheese.
Let's go.
There was also some dill on there and some sort of nuts. It was amazing.
Maybe pine. It sounds like it's asking for pine nuts. I don't know.
It wasn't pine. It was maybe pistachios.
Ooh, that sounds good. Man.
Could be pistachios. Don't quote me. It was delicious.
Beets and horseradish are underrated combo.
I mean,
big
the best.
time.
I feel like I could eat that every day.
It's so good.
It's so good. And then, so that was one. And then the night before that, we went to another restaurant called Moody's. And I am a sucker for French onion soup. Like if it is on a menu, I'm going to order it. And I would say it was a top 3 all-time, lifetime French onion soup.
Wow.
Really?
That's a big endorsement. Now, is your love for French onion soup kind of like my love for pizza? Like you'll eat crappy French onion soup and good, or like it has to be like
it has to be good.
Heard.
It has to be good for it to be worth it because I now can't eat dairy for like a good 10 days after all the dairy that I ate. Dairy and I have a love-hate relationship. You know?
Yeah.
It's complicated.
On again, off again romance with dairy.
So we spent some time together this weekend and now we're on a break.
Now it's forbidden love. Got it. Man, that sounds incredible. I haven't had good French onion soup in a long time.
It has been a while, yeah.
Oh,
what are you drinking over there, Sam?
This is an iced cortado with a little bit of oat milk and some cinnamon.
Love it. Do you do any sweetener in yours?
No.
Any flavors, any sweetener? Yeah. I'm being beverage gremlin. I'm drinking a Fresca. It's the drink of octogenarians everywhere and a bottle of water.
That's so weird. I haven't thought about Fresca in so long. And this weekend I was at Safeway and I saw Fresca. And I remarked on it to my husband. I was like, I didn't even know they still made Fresca. Here you are drinking a Fresca.
Does it bother your nutritional sensibilities that I'm drinking a beverage with aspartame in it?
No. She says, cringing
Your face
slightly.
says
No. I don't know. I mean, look, our philosophy is like, we're just here to give you information and you do what you want to do with it.
I want to get into it. I want to know.
I'm not the nutrition police at all. So
I didn't know like how
support you.
deeply what the caveat was, how deeply your convictions run. Like, I don't really know like what your connection is to it in that space. What if I told you I had type 2 diabetes and this is like a good choice for me?
Then I would be happy for you.
Yay, good choices.
Yeah, totally.
Yay.
100%.
Well, Sam, like, tell us all about it. How did it start? How'd you get into this? What's your food journey look like? Like, how did this happen?
Oh my gosh. It's a weird story. It's a long story. I'll give you like
all for it.
Abridged version. So I grew up in an Italian American family. So food very central to everything. And we ate a lot of it. But my grandmother was always very mindful of like, we eat vegetables with every meal. My dad too. We eat fruit for dessert. You know, you got to put some banana on your cereal. They were pretty mindful for, you know, the 90s.
Yeah.
And I had my first gut health issue when I was 11. It kind of happened overnight. I went from being able to eat whatever I want to feeling like I had a bowling ball in my stomach every time I ate food. Yeah, it wasn't great. And it took us far too long to figure out that I was lactose intolerant and having some issues with dairy and eggs. And so we cut those things out of my diet. And I felt better-ish. It wasn't until 2 decades later that I learned that the root cause of that symptom of not being able to properly digest dairy was actually due to an imbalance in my gut microbiome from taking too many antibiotics for ear infections and strep throat as a kid. I was sick all the time.
You killed all the good stuff.
Yep. I killed all the good stuff. So I've always been interested in food and how food impacts your body and how food makes you feel and how food makes you feel both physically, but also like emotionally and spiritually, you know?
Yeah.
And I never thought that I was going to end up in food career-wise. I went to acting school. So I thought I was going to do that for a long time. And then from acting school and being a professional working actor, I actually kind of fell into a job in the beauty industry, and I was in beauty for a decade on the marketing strategy ops side.
Okay.
And so I had built a really lovely career there, and I was very interested in food and all the food things, kind of hobby level. And then in 2020, a bunch of things all happened at once while the world was falling down and everyone was locked inside. Things got really hard in the beauty industry. I was in the makeup space in particular, and people stopped wearing it.
Or they stopped going places, or you couldn't make contact with people, so you couldn't get close enough to them to get it on their page.
Reason to put lipstick on. Sure. So the makeup industry was struggling in 2020, and I was working on a brand that was going through like a complete transformation, and we were in the middle of relaunching it at the time. So it was just a very, very hard time to be doing that work. And my grandmother called me one afternoon and was like, I just got back from the doctor and my A1C is too high. And they said that I'm pre-diabetic, and I don't understand how this is possible because I thought I was eating so well. And so she and I spent some time going through her refrigerator and her pantry, and every food that I pulled out, I just got more frustrated because on the front of the package, it was saying things like high fiber or heart healthy or, you know, whatever, something. Oh, this is good for me. And then you flip it over and look at the back, and there was so much crap in there. And decades and decades and decades and decades of her, you know, eating those foods thinking they were the right things for her, but they weren't, ultimately led to that happening. And it was just this kind of like joint frustration of the industry that I was in a really bad spot. And there was this burning kind of passion need that I felt I needed to follow around helping people to navigate the food supply for their health. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the leap. And so I left my job in December of 2020 and jumped in. And here we are.
Nice.
Well, and it sounds like you had a personal stake in it, and it had more ways than one. So then it was like even more powerful, right?
Yep. Totally.
Amazing.
I think I'm really grateful for the winding road that brought me here, because all of the tools that I learned, in beauty marketing and strategy and supply chain, in acting, learning how to tell stories and create things out of nothing, all of that kind of brought me here. And those tools are still really useful. And I get to pair them with the knowledge and wisdom of incredible dietitians and data scientists who are on my team, who build, the usable functionality of the product.
Yeah. That's really cool. Like it's just a whole bunch of things that you're like, you would never think to connect the dots on, but as you're describing it, I'm like, yeah. So you went from creating these like connections between like fake characters and trying to make them seem real, and now you get to connect dots between like data points. Yeah, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you never think to like group those things in the same space, but here we are.
Yeah, they can be.
So awesome.
If you just go lateral enough, everything connects back to each other.
Like a giant rubber band. You
Yeah.
Push far enough.
Totally.
That's amazing. So tell us about the food health score. Like, how does it work?
Yeah, it's very simple to use and very complicated to build. The goal is that through this 1 to 100 score, 100 being it's the best thing that you can eat, 1 being this
Kale.
is something you shouldn't eat that often, and everything between, we can help you to navigate the grocery store and to make better choices every time you shop. And the score is designed specifically to help people who are managing or trying to prevent the 3 chronic diseases that plague us as a nation. So type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. And so,
Yep.
It's a lot of us.
So.
Yeah. And so we built the protocol around that. So what that means is that we're really kind of boosting and supporting foods that have lean proteins, that are high in fiber and fresh fruits and veg, that have a lot of potassium, that have omega-3s, that have whole grains. And we are detracting points from foods that have added sugar, foods that have a lot of added sodium, like excessive sodium, saturated fats, artificial preservatives, colors, that are deep fried, like things that are not fitting that dietary protocol.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, how do people get the score in their hands? Is this like via an app?
Yeah. So we, I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, we've been B2B for most of our life, and now we're just entering consumer. So what we have historically done is we package up all of that data about how foods score and why they score the way that they do and what healthy swaps you could make at any given grocery store. And we were selling that data to grocers. And so if you shop at Kroger or Ralph's or King Soopers or Hy-Vee, you might have already seen the food health score. But if you don't shop at those places, I wanted to make sure that everyone could still get their hands on this magical swaps tool. So we just launched it as a Chrome extension. So if you shop on your desktop, it's really useful. It overlays on top of whatever grocery store you use. Yeah, it's super cool. And in about a month's time, we're launching a mobile app. So
that's awesome.
We're coming to you wherever you are. We want to be with you.
I can't wait. I'm super excited to use this. I find myself cooking the same things over and over. And when I first became, when I was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, I went and bought all the sugar-free things and all the no sugar added things. And some taste really good and some are like really, really wonderful. And some things are just like crap.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's just like really gross. It's like, what this is a punishment. And there was one point where my doctor was like, hey, so we're managing your A1C really well with medication, but you lost too much weight and you don't have any energy. And like, sometimes you just need to eat like a real, like you can just have like real ice cream, right?
Yeah.
Like, or you can just eat like the real, whatever it is, right? You should do that every once in a while. So finding that balance is like particularly tricky, but I'm, my own personal approach is like, find the things you can add instead of focusing on the things you can't have. Like nutrition through addition. And so, yeah, I really like the idea, and it would be really helpful just at a glance, because I do almost all my grocery shopping online. I work like 70 hours a week, so I don't hardly step foot in a grocery store. So yeah, this sounds awesome.
Whereas I work in one, and use something like this, especially when I'm getting ready to go home for the day, that would be awesome. Just trying to find a good balance of, something that's going to taste good, something that's still good for you. That's been my biggest one. And of course, us being chefs, we have all these great ideas and whatnot, but not necessarily like what exactly is good for you, what it's going to do to your body. I kind of like the idea of like what are their vitamins and minerals and what they do for the body like that. I love all that kind of story, like with ingredients and things like that,
Yeah, I do too. It's fascinating. And I really love, Melissa, what you were saying about nutrition by addition, because that's very much our philosophy. And it's interesting, kind of part of my food and nutrition story of how I ended up here, I would say in my teens and early 20s, most of my philosophy and thinking about food was pain oriented. So if I don't eat these foods, I won't be in pain.
Right.
And so it was very subtraction.
Yeah.
And then I had the really wonderful opportunity to spend some time in Indonesia and learning about the Indonesian herbal medicinal tradition through one of the beauty brands that I worked on.
That's cool.
And that is the first time that I really learned about nutrition by addition and the idea that you can add things to your diet that make you feel good. And that changed my life, truly.
Yeah. It's hard. Like, one of the things I was looking at recently for myself was omega-3s and omega-6s, because I had the canned fish ick for a while. I just added tuna back in, and I don't really care for cooked salmon. I really love sushi, but if I ate sushi every day like I wanted to, like, I would be poor. I can't. It's expensive.
And so sodium. You would be very, very salty.
Yeah. And so it's like you kind of take the good with the bad, right? But like there's only so many recipes that you can add flax and chia to that actually taste good, right? Like, I was like trying to force it into every pancake and every muffin. I was like, yeah, this sucks. Like, it's a texture. It's like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I was starting to think I would just like raw dog it. Like, I would just eat them out of a spoon to get like what I needed, but just that's just not enjoyable. You know what I mean?
There are better ways.
There's better ways.
There's better ways.
I was like, man, one of these ways, like, I'm gonna get enough omegas, and I was just willing to not enjoy it. So it's like, okay, if I had something easier, I could just pinpoint like exactly what.
Totally. Yep, that's one of our insights actually. When you're looking around at stuff, we'll show you like, this has more omega-3s, and then you can.
Oh, I love that.
Pick that one. Yeah.
I like it.
It's amazing. Like when you find out that you have some sort of condition, like when I found out that I was pre-diabetic, like I immediately just dropped everything sugar, and that really it didn't do anything. Like I was having chicken breast, spinach, salads like every single day, and my blood sugars were still like through the roof, and it's just, trying to find that balance, things like that. And it sounds like everything that you're doing, you're helping us out quite a bit. So rather than just taking everything out, it's, hey, wait a minute, you can also have this. You can also do this. And this is why you can do this. And I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. For everything that you eat, there is a swap. There is no reason really to have to give up anything that you enjoy.
Right.
There's always another way. So that's what we're constantly trying to do, is just like store by store, figure out what are the things that you could buy that you actually might enjoy if you don't want to buy this other thing that you used to buy that doesn't make you feel great.
Right.
Yeah.
My big one's still like, I can eat broccoli because I know it's so good for you, but I don't care for it. Chicken breast, don't even get me started on that, but it's so good for you. You know, like I can eat, salmon all day, every day, but after a while, you get tired of it. So
you
finding
need some
like good
variety.
substitutes. What's that?
You need some variety.
Exactly.
No preparation of broccoli. I have a really great preparation for broccoli.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yes.
Okay, so I love broccoli. Like I will eat. Okay, so my girl dinner when it's just me in my house and my husband's not home, is I will make this broccoli preparation and that will be half of my plate, and then I will make a baked potato and that will be the other half of my plate, and that's all I'm eating. There's no protein in any of that. It's not a great dinner.
It's okay.
But
potatoes nutritionally dense. Nutritionally dense. Potatoes are so good for you.
Super good. And so here's my broccoli preparation. I lightly steam it just to get it to like a decent texture where it's not super hard, but you don't want it really soft. I will confit some garlic.
Yes.
And then I take the confit garlic and some olive oil and mix it all together with the broccoli. And then I add like a chili oil for some spice.
Nice.
And then I add salt and pepper.
Girl, you're about to make me go get the broccoli out of my freezer right now.
I'm telling you, it's delicious. It kind of tastes like garlic bread, but broccoli.
There's not a lot that garlic can't make better.
Right.
Like, oh, that sounds incredible. It sounds so good. I saw this recipe that I think you might love, except that I don't know what your take on. So it sounds like you've healed your gut a little bit to where you can have cheese sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay. I saw a twice baked potato today. I was like doom scrolling like you do. And it was somebody had made it basically like a shepherd's pie inside a baked potato, except for instead of a meat filling, it was broccoli cheese soup in a baked potato shell, and they piped the rest of the potato filling on top and then like torched the top of it, like they broiled the top of it. I was like, oh my God. So basically they made like broccoli cheese soup in a bread bowl, but they used potato. I was like, I want that in my life right now.
That's crazy. I need to check that out. Will you send that to me?
It sounds so good. It sounds so good.
Did you save it?
I'm not sure if I saved it, but I'll find it. I'll totally find it.
All right. I need to see that.
Totally.
So it sounds like each of you dealt with a health issue diagnosis. How long ago was that? Is this recent?
So
that was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed since June of 2024.
Okay.
So
still relatively recent.
Yeah, normal physical the year before, nothing wrong. And then all of a sudden it was like, hey, I don't feel good. Like what's wrong? Like something's happening. And they're like, yeah, your A1C is like 13.5. Like, have you ever been? I was like, no. Like it was like all of a sudden I was like, okay, cool. Like,
wow.
Tell me what to do. But yeah.
I just had like
Crazy.
a random occurrence where like one day I sat in the tub for like 3 hours because I had like no energy whatsoever. I was like, there's something wrong here. I should probably go get checked out. And then, I got my blood work done and they were like, yeah, you're pre-diabetic and you have a couple, you got thyroid issues, this and that. And from there, it was just trying again to find that right balance of vegetables, proteins, cut carbs, cut sugars, cut all the good stuff out. And it just didn't really work. And I finally have somewhat of a balance.
Okay.
And I just figured, like I'm Hispanic. We're all predispositioned for diabetes. I thought it would be like in my 60s. And now it was like in my early 30s where I figured it out. And, I'm glad I did because, I've done a lot of trial and error and I'm finally getting the hang of it, I think. So,
good.
Yeah.
Did anyone give you nutrition advice, like meaningful nutrition advice?
I got some advice and I really didn't care for it. Like it just felt very, like, all right, this is what you're going to do. Have at it. You know what you're doing. You're a chef. And like, just kind of, there you
No, we
go.
don't.
So yeah, it's like
Chefs know how to make things taste good. I mean, we did get,
Mm-hmm.
what was it? So Steve and I, Sam, we know each other from culinary school. So we we graduated culinary school like 20 years ago. And so, yeah, we just kept in touch. I started a podcast. He came on. It was like recurring and recurring guest. I was like, why don't we make this official? This is amazing. But I think Steve, we got 3 weeks of nutrition in culinary school.
Yeah,
or something.
we didn't get very much at all.
Yeah, out of a 16-month degree program. So
yeah,
we
also had
a little more than a doctor, actually. Unfortunately,
yeah, they don't get a ton, right? Like
they don't get a ton.
It really depends. So I'm lucky to have
the school. Yeah,
I have
an elective course.
a great PA that the practice is like a bunch of PAs like under one doctor, and there's not very, sometimes if you go to the same doctor for a long time, that you probably get like the cut out the white carbs, but this lady has like just more of a little bit of a balanced approach, and she was like, hey, like if you like this, eat this. If you like this, eat this. Yeah. And that's because I ended up using a GLP-1 for my diabetes. Yep. And so she was like, honestly, you need to aim for 90 grams of protein, and your body will let you know if you've eaten too much carbs.
Yeah.
Like you're just going to feel the immediate effects of like, you're going to crash really hard and really fast. And so she was just like, but her biggest thing was like, you need to try to get these 90 grams of protein from real food and not like shakes or bars.
Yeah.
But if you're using a GLP-1, it's going to decrease your appetite. So it's going to turn off food noise at least. And so in a lot of people this kills the appetite, which I can't say that I regret it. It's really changed my relationship with food and changed my life. Thank you for indulging me and listening for a few minutes. But anyway, like I did for a while. I was like, yep, I'm going to use Fairlife to get 20 more grams of protein today because I just wasn't hungry, but I knew I needed fuel. But now I'm on a maintenance dose where I'm like, I can get all my protein from like meat and beans, and like I can, I could pretty much do it. I could almost get there. I had a Built Puff bar this morning. It was delicious. So
it's really challenging, I think, for a lot of people to get to their protein goal. And then when you add a GLP-1 into the mix, your appetite is so suppressed. And most people aren't like sitting around craving, a chicken breast, like a lamb chop or something like that.
It's like a switch flipped. And I went from, I had hyperthyroid and type 2. Okay. And one of the things was like revving my appetite, and I didn't have a full switch. So by the time I got diagnosed, it was like I was at the heaviest ever been in my life, and all I could do was think about my next meal, and I didn't really understand the concept of food noise until the very first dose. And the next day I was like, this is the first time in my adult life I've ever woke up not hungry. Like, this is weird. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be eating right now because I don't know what to do with my hands. It was like when I quit smoking and I would drive my car and I'd be like, where's my cigarette? Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, So it was crazy. Like, it was wild. But for a while I would live off of like those pre-made chicken salad cups and the Quest chips, because that was like a really easy way to get 37 grams of protein in a meal without it being so calorically dense that I could do that 3 times a day. Without feeling over full. But then I burnt myself out to the point where, like, if I smell chicken salad now, no. No. It's really sad because it was really good, but like, no.
You know what, Melissa, you'll actually be very proud of me. So my biggest thing is, like I'm trying to eat, like about 3 to 4 good meals a day. That's including protein shakes and stuff like that. And my wife, my wife is like my best friend. She's awesome about this stuff. But a lot of the times when she orders groceries, she'll get chips and sometimes cookies and things like that. And I was like, why did you get this? Like, I can't eat this because I'm going to eat it. I'm my own worst enemy. And then it's always like that. Well, think of how much we're saving because it was free, right? So this is where you'll be proud of me. Like, we went to Costco. We picked up a bag of those like s'more like clusters. If you haven't had them, holy cow, they're amazing.
Costco.
I have not opened them, and we've had them in the pantry for like 2, maybe 3 weeks now. Like, so I'm getting a lot better of of a grasp on like what I want when I want it, and like getting better substitutes, things like that. So I was like, I know someone who would appreciate that.
That's pretty amazing. Well, there's a really well-known study, and I bet Sam knows about this, where you put like a bunch of kids in a room and you put a bunch of candy out, and you don't put any limitations on it. And if something's available all the time, it loses that like forbidden, fruit type, so yeah, it's they'll take less,
Yeah.
So
my husband is that way too. If it's in the house, he's going to eat it. And we have joked about, and I love to have a little, snickety snack here and there.
From time to time.
And so we have joked about putting a lockbox in our house that only I know the code of, where we can hide all the snacks. We have yet to execute, but it's something that we talk about, every 6 months or so. He gets frustrated that I've bought, some ice cream. And he's like, why did you do this to me?
Yeah, I love that. Her excuse is always, think of how much we're saving. So now I say that whenever I get like coupons and things, or like when I'm bundling things, babe, think of how much we're saving. I learned that from you. And she's like, well played. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think we create a lot of narratives around food, right? I know that there's, I grew up in the 90s with the Snackwells. We had the Olestra chips.
Yep.
That would make you do like really unkind things with your body. Right. We had that was just when I think they came out with the sugar-free fudge pops. There was,
I remember those.
Sunny D was marketed as like a juice. It's interesting, like how you grow up and what you grow up eating, like really just, it writes a tape in your head that
totally does.
Like over and over and over. I still feel naughty. If I have like potatoes and bread in the same meal, like, ooh, that'd be bad. Like, yeah. And I had all that the other night and a beer. I was like, ooh, 3 things. Look at me go.
That's so funny.
It was totally
That's
fun.
So funny. Yeah, we
totally fine.
We were a low-fat snacks household. So we ate too many of those chips with that Olestra. And we did lean cuisines.
Ugh.
Lots of lean cuisines.
You want to talk about sodium? Oof.
I know. Woof.
Did you do the kids' cuisines though?
Yes, I did kids' cuisine.
Yeah.
With that little brownie with
the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those were so good.
Yeah, it's funny you say lean cuisine, because my wife, I just looked at our shopping cart for pickup for tomorrow. There's a handful of lean cuisines, and I told her, I don't really think we should get this. She goes, but you have to have something like this. I'm thinking of you, and I love it. It always cracks me up. All the good stuff. She's helping me.
There's better options. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna look them up.
Ooh, I want to know now.
Hang on. Okay.
Yes. Take us through a beta run of the.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be great.
Do it. Okay. Can I share my screen with you?
I bet you can.
There's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. We will figure this out.
Let's see.
There might be a box to the right that says
present.
Yeah.
Share screen. Okay, let's try. Let's see what it says. Oh, I can.
Let's go.
Can you see?
All right. Yeah, I'll add it. Here we are.
There we go.
Okay,
that's
cool.
amazing. So, this is the first time anybody's ever shared a screen on our podcast before. This is amazing.
There's a first.
There's a first for everything. I picked 2 foods. We screen shared. A lot has happened today.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a whole bunch of lean cuisines at Walmart, like a bunch of them. And then if you click here, you can see healthier options.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know, pick what lean cuisine do you
She typically gets me the pizzas because she knows I'm a sucker for the pizzas.
All right, let's see if we can find one.
I love that this is
the first one was one.
Yep.
Okay. Seems like the Quest
one.
ones might be a better choice.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Higher protein, higher fiber, higher potassium, all around.
Yes.
For all of them.
I love that.
So, check it out.
And it's crazy because like you were saying with your grandma, like she's buying all these products that say high fiber, low sugar, things like that. And even then, like it's still very misleading because Melissa and I have talked about this just a few weeks ago. Like everything is protein added, so much protein. But when you dissect everything, there's still a ton of sugar, there's still a ton of carbs, things like that. And it's finding stuff. So that's really cool.
The thing is like there's no policing what people can put on the labels. Like, we've gone into, I really think this year needs to be the year of fiber. We've already done the year of protein, so I'm just kind of like done with it. But we've like, people are putting like, this has this much protein. Well, like that's yogurt. It's always had protein in it, but it's a marketing like gimmick that goes on the front. And then, when gluten awareness first became a thing, then they would just slap gluten-free on all these things.
Like everything.
They didn't make them gluten-free. Like it's always been gluten-free. Like it doesn't have wheat in it, like. Yeah.
It's all like buzzwords, like back in the 90s, radical and this and that.
Well, the thing is though, is like, I'll never forget. My uncle growing up was very health conscious, and we would go to Taco Bell very, very rarely. But there were a few occasions, and I remember specifically he was like, I get the chicken. If you get the ground beef, it has all the fat in it. That's what makes it taste so much better. And then as I grew up, I would learn that if they would put fat-free or lower fat or less, whatever percent less fat, they're making up for that flavor with sugar and salt. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. We do the same thing in kitchens all the time, right? Like Sam, if you came over to my house for dinner and you were like, I can't have dairy, like this is an off week for dairy, I might make you a tofu and navy bean fettuccine sauce. And I put some spinach in there, some garlic confit, and you would never know if it's like nutritional yeast and stuff. But automatically, like it's more calorically dense than if I had just done a skim milk, a roux or whatever, right? Like it's going to have more calories and it's going to have more carbs because of the beans. Yeah. So it's always like this kind of trade-off you have to find to like get the right texture, the right flavor, the right color. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, really what's important?
We do a good amount of work too with brands who are trying to reformulate to make healthier products. And so we'll do a whole data assessment for them and say, here's how your products score and here's how your competition scores. And these are things that you could do. And so I have gotten to spend a lot of time with food science teams because of this work. And it's really interesting because it's exactly as you're saying. They're like, okay, well, we could get rid of this ingredient, or we could, reduce sodium by this amount. But if we did that, then we would have to add this thing and this thing and this thing. How does that impact our score? And so we do a lot of kind of playing around with different recipes and combinations to get to something that's going to taste good and have the right texture and still bring forward the most nutritional value. It's super interesting.
Texture's huge, and a lot of people are turned off by it, like really easily. A lot of people with vegetables, it's not the taste, it's the texture. It's like how they feel in your mouth. Like when a lot of people don't like salad, it's texture. Yeah. Because a lot of people who can't do that can do it in a smoothie, right? Steve, I promise that wasn't a dig at you. That's like 4 of my family members.
No, I'm laughing because
salad?
My wife loves salad, and so like, when we first got together, I'd be like having a steak and all sorts of stuff. She'd have a salad, and so like she's gotten me to start eating salads, So I just laugh at that.
I was so easily entertained as a kid and still am as an adult. Anything that's crunchy is a dopamine hit for me. It doesn't matter if it's like a raw carrot or a pork rind. It's just the same amount of like, almonds squeak when you eat them and celery makes fun crunchy noises. And I'm just like, I'm so easily entertained. So it's like very tactile for me. I don't know. I've always liked to eat
crunchy texture too.
Yeah.
I have to cannot eat anything that's slimy.
I can't do smooth soup. I can't do puree. It has to have like nuts, crumbles, croutons, crackers. Like it has to have something in there.
Yeah, so, I can see that.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like baby food. Like why? Why would you do this? Totally. It just has to have something fun in it. I don't know. So I adore salad though.
I do too.
I adore it.
A good salad. Yeah. There's a good salad and there's a bad salad. And we've all had a bad salad.
The bad salad is like the house salad with a one piece of limp tomato,
the pizza place salad,
iceberg. Yeah, Family Guy does this great sketch
Yeah.
where they're like, it's like the cutaway scene where he's like, "Should I cut these up? No, just
No,
leave
just
them in the biggest pieces
throw 'em in
possible." And
there.
he's like, but then we take the entire salad, we put it on top of the pizzas so it's warm by the time it gets to your house. So good. So good. He's like, the whole pepperoncini? Yeah, he's like, just put the whole pepperoncini in there.
Yep.
So great.
Don't cut it. Cut
So great.
nothing.
It's so good. For
See,
me,
my problem is I always start adding more and more and more. So it starts off as a really good intention, turns out to be, a very caloric dense salad.
That can happen. What is the more that you're adding? I'm curious.
Oh, blue cheese, dressing, things like that. And, then the crunchies, all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then it goes from being like more spinach based to like all sorts of toppings on there, so that's just that's a problem that I've always had,
Toppings are the spice of life.
That's true. Yeah, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is getting better. Oh, this is healthy. We're adding on to this, and
Sam, I hate to I don't like to use like moral based words with foods. I was like gonna ask you what your guilty pleasure is, but let me just ask you like what's your favorite like splurge meal, I suppose.
Ooh.
So
well, we've already talked about French onion soup. That's very high up on my list.
Yes.
Very high. I also love Nona style pizza with that fried type of crust edge.
Okay.
Really good. But I have to be honest with you that I probably crave things that are good for my body.
Yeah.
More than I crave those things. Like I have to be in a particular mood. Oh, mozzarella sticks. That's another one. You'll see that there's a consistent theme here that
it's
is
cheese.
But I really have to be in a particular mood for that. My body often craves, like, I know it sounds crazy, but I will crave broccoli. Like I'll crave brown rice and broccoli and my little comfy garlic situation. Because I think I've gotten to a place where I have kind of rewritten the
your taste buds
of my body.
Yeah.
And it knows what it wants and needs to feel its best. And those are the things I crave now. But it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
That's me after like a 2 or 3 day splurge of like red meat and bad food. And then I'm like, okay, I want an orange. I want like broccoli, even though I hate it. Like I feel like broccoli. I feel like a carrot,
Feed me.
The one thing that I still won't crave would be green beans or celery. Sorry.
I was just going to ask him, like, is it ever craving green beans? He doesn't like them famously.
No.
I don't know that I love green beans either. There's only one preparation of green beans that I've ever liked. My grandmother used to make them stewed in like a marinara sauce.
Yeah. Ooh. Like the big, broad, flat Italian green beans, like those. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's quite different. I like a Sichuan, like a wok fried, so they're like brown and like ends get crunchy with like a lot of chilies, green beans. So, yeah. But I only eat that so often because now I'm 40 and that means I'll get heartburn. So it is what it is.
I know.
I've just learned to live with. I'm just like, okay, great, cool.
Our bodies tell us. They tell us.
I had an absolutely insane day. My day started at 2:45 a.m.
Today?
I had a banana. I had a churro flavored Built Puff bar. I had a Fairlife 26 gram protein, 1 gram sugar, strawberry milk situation. I had a pancake, sugar-free syrup. I had that soup. I had those chips. But like what I really want right now that we're talking about salad is like I want salad right now. It is 7:53 at night here and currently 40 degrees outside. I shouldn't want a salad. It doesn't make sense, but I want salad because I haven't had any vegetables today.
Yeah.
So, but
your body's
the reality is
have a salad after this?
I'm probably going to eat an apple, and I think I have a cucumber, and I'm probably just going to do like girl dinner, like apple cucumber. I think I have Tangelos in the fridge from Mineola, Texas. So I'll probably just have like little picky plate, maybe like raisins or something. I don't know. before I
a
go to
bits
bed.
and bites plate.
Yeah. Tids and bits. Yep. Not quite girl dinner. There's no meat, but like, yeah.
Does there have to be meat in girl dinner? I feel like
I don't know. I just feel like there needs to be like a protein, like a cheese cube or, because I think that came from like charcuterie kind of, and then it just like graduated to like other things.
I think so. It's like, what are you going to eat on a plate standing over your sink?
Over your sink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I try to think of the protein sources I have in the house right now, and it's just like a bunch of frozen tofu that I'm at 8:00 at night. I'm not doing it.
You're not going to, no.
But I might air fry some tofu this week. So the app comes out next month, Sam?
Yes. So the Chrome extension's available now. So you could download that right now from the Chrome web store. That's what I use to show you Walmart and find those lean cuisine quest swaps. Mm-hmm. And then mobile app in about a month. So
okay, amazing. And the mobile app will be called
Food Health Score.
Food Health Score.
Food Health
okay.
Score.
Food Health
now,
Score.
Can people find you like on social media, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you like my craziness, you can follow me. I'm at Sam Talks Food. I think there's an underscore in there somewhere on Instagram and TikTok. And then the company is at Food Health Score. And we post all kinds of cool stuff. Mostly posting interesting swaps that we find when we're looking at things at the grocery store, or interesting strange foods that we find. Nice. Like canned bread came up as canned bread was a thing. Hold on.
Like the bee brown bread for East Coast.
Yep.
Yeah. The bee.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. So this ended up on my desk the other day, which was really funny after a conversation with my team about this. And they brought some in and we opened them up and tried them. And not my favorite. Not the worst thing I've ever eaten, though. I expected it to be worse.
It makes really good French toast.
That makes sense. So it was so dense, and it just tasted like molasses.
Yeah. So you have to do like cinnamon, orange zest, like vanilla bean paste. You know, if you're gonna go non-dairy, I would do like soy milk, unless you're like anti-soy. Some people are, and then like egg yolks. And make like a really rich custard. It makes like it's good French toast. Yeah. So
do you ever have people reach out to y'all saying, "Oh my gosh, like this is such a great thing. This has made like huge impact on me."
How's the feedback been?
Yeah, really good. We hear from people all the time. We hear all kinds of different things. So some people write to tell us about how we've helped them to like, you know, change their habits and how they feel better. And I love those. Yeah. I equally love when people send us one-off emails that are just screenshots of swaps being like, this is so cool. Love that.
Nice.
Love that. And then we also get like feedback emails like, hey, you know, I would also love, that's how insights actually came to be on the site, because people were like, I would love to know why you're recommending that Quest pizza over the lean cuisine pizza. Like, what's the difference, without having to click in and do that work themselves. And so we made insights so that you can just see at a glance.
Well, I just followed you on Substack, and I can't restart Chrome right now, but when I do, after we stop recording, because it'll cut us off, I will have the extension. So I'm super excited.
Enjoy it. It's really fun. And if you have ideas, if any of your listeners have ideas, if you have ideas about how we can help serve you better, just email us and let us know.
Yeah, I want to put it into practice. I almost shop exclusively at Walmart, so I feel like I got some insight there.
Really? I'm kidding.
So Stephen works for a grocery retailer called H-E-B, but they're not in North Carolina, so that's why I don't shop there. So
H-E-B is great.
It's great.
Central Market.
Fantastic. Okay. But I think that's awesome, though, that people do reach out, and that's the only way that you can evolve and grow. Like if with given that feedback, you know, that's really awesome. And I love that communication between y'all and your customers. Like it's just constant. Like
we love when people reach out. And if you hate something, reach out.
Have you had anyone actually reach out and say they hated something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At the beginning, we were still tuning the swaps model. And someone got a swap. They were looking at almond milk, and the swap that they got was some sort of almond flour. And they just sent me a screenshot of it and were like, this is dumb. Like, okay, good feedback. That is dumb. We shouldn't be showing that to you. So now we can take that and make it better. And we never would have caught it.
Like,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Because
So-
we're looking at, we have 800,000 items in our database. And so
I was gonna say, so being, where you're at, like, of course, like you have a lot of the grocery retailers, like the Walmarts, things like that. Do you have something for like myself working at another grocery retail chain? Like, do you have HB brand products, or is that something that you could eventually do?
we actually do have HEB brand products in our database, but we're not live on HEB yet with the Chrome
Right.
extension. At some point we will be. The limiting factor for us with the Chrome extension is understanding inventory. And so we kind of have to go retailer by retailer and make sure that we know what's in the store. So we're not giving you, a swap that you can't find at HEB.
Yeah,
That would
most
stink.
definitely.
Right on. And then you said that you've been working with food scientists. Like, what other kind of professionals make up the team? And is it all human beings, like evaluating all the products?
We are all human beings.
Is that
but it
okay?
Not all human beings evaluating every single product. We've built a
Sure.
whole bunch of models. Yeah, so
And that's
mostly-
fine. Like, that's how we teach AI. That's how it gets smart. So,
Yeah,
Right.
it's mostly dietitians, engineers, and data
Yeah.
scientists on the team,
Okay.
and then little old me, just
Little
an
old
actor turned beauty marketer talking about food.
I love it. Sam, what are you cooking and or eating this week coming up? Anything in your plans? Do you have some reservations somewhere? Do you have some meal planning? What are you up to?
I'm planless because we just got back from Tahoe yesterday. So I need to
Yeah.
go to the store tonight and figure it out. Tonight, though, I'm going to make a white bean soup with some bone broth that I have in my freezer and some spinach that I have in my freezer. I'm just going to mix that all together and throw in a Parmesan rind and call it a day.
I love it. I love it. There's very little that you can't like do with just like beans and a good broth and
Yep.
Agreed.
yeah. I have several cans of navy beans in my pantry. I think this week I'm doing like navy beans, white anchovies, tuna, artichoke hearts, olives, kind of. I feel like a little bit Mediterranean.
Oh, I like
So.
that.
Even though it's dreary outside.
I mean, the best way to bring the sunshine in is through food.
That's right. That's right.
I like that.
Yeah. What about you, Steve?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. Right now, I'm just gonna make meal prep that.
Are you
going
going to eat the lean
better.
cuisine
Maybe
that are in the
tomorrow.
shopping cart?
Tomorrow after I get out of work. So yeah, I don't know. I'm getting over something, just like a little chest cold or something. But,
You need soup.
so nothing but vitamin C and good vegetables and things like that. So yeah.
Steve, how sick would you have to be to eat a green bean?
Oh,
The flu?
Green bean is like the only thing that can make you feel better.
I'll stay safe. It's okay.
Steve's like, it's my time to go.
Wait, the question, I'm going to turn it around on you. So if I'm really, really sick and the only thing that would make me feel better is a green bean, could it be a fried green bean?
Yeah, I don't care. Get it in
Okay,
you.
then fried, yeah. If it's fried, yeah.
Get it,
totally.
get it in you. I follow a number of people in the nutrition space on social media, and one of the greatest things I think that I ever heard, and I latched onto it, I could never let go of it, was like, if putting cheese on your vegetables gets you to eat vegetables, then cheese is a healthy choice. If putting chicken nuggets on a salad gets you to eat salad, then chicken nuggets are a healthy choice. And I was like, I understand it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but man, that's a lot of freedom for a lot of people who
Yeah, it
have a
is.
lot of like weird food rules. So I was like, I like that a lot. So I like it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. In Pittsburgh, they put French fries on salad, but they're eating salad. God bless them.
Yeah.
Do they do
Melissa,
that?
what about
I had no
you?
idea.
I think they do that. Yeah, I think that's a thing.
Wow.
What are you making, Melissa?
So I'm gonna make the navy bean and artichoke salad with either canned tuna and some Spanish anchovies that I have. Like, I just want to clean a couple of things out, and then I'm probably doing some. Recently, I had a crazy week at work where I didn't see the sun and I didn't see my house for a long time last week. I basically bought like $80 worth of takeout Indian food, and I packaged it all into like meal preps. But what I like to do is like sometimes I'll do that. I'll get in the mood for something specific. But every time I pull one of those meal preps from the freezer, I'll add something to it. So like I have like tikka masala and I'm going to add broccoli, or I have like goat vindaloo and I'm going to add like spinach, because sometimes that stuff already comes to you very, very cooked, and it's homemade. Like this is a legit place. It's a local place. Yeah. But it just needs like it needs like a little something, So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig my way through the freezer and make a little white bean salad. That's where we're at.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah. Listen, it's all about balance. I went to the movies last night and I had nachos and raisinets for dinner. So
how was the movie, by the way?
The movie was great.
What movie did you see?
I saw the Baz Luhrmann epic Elvis Presley in concert.
Oh.
So I had the theater to myself. I hooted and hollered and cried and danced and had nachos and raisinets. That's what I did. So what are you going to do? Sometimes you got to treat yourself just a little bit.
Great Sunday night.
Yeah, go do something silly. It was kind of dreary outside, and I had been wanting to see this film, and I was like, I'm gonna go. And I live in a fairly small town outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, so this particular movie theater is always empty almost, and it costs less. It costs less than a lot of the chains. So, as an example, in Dallas, large soda, nachos and raisinets, or like large soda, popcorn, raisinets, and a movie ticket, it's easily, you're in the $60 range, easy.
Yeah.
Here it was like $30. I was like, yes. So small town living, I'm not opposed to it. So yeah, that's where we're at. Sam, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Stick around after we stop recording. We'll talk through a couple things, but I am so glad that we got in touch with you, and thank you for being so flexible, or like trying to find a date to talk and everything. Wish you nothing but success with the app. I can't wait to download it, and I can't wait to use this extension in a couple days when I go grocery shopping. So I hope you have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your week. This episode will drop in a couple of Thursdays. Okay.
Thank you. This was fun.
All right. Yeah. All right, everybody. That is the Food for Thoughtcast for this week. And for Steve and Sam, I'm Melissa, and we got to go. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a wrap for today. Until the next episode of the Food for Thoughtcast, make good food, eat good food, share it, and be kind to one another.
Thanks so much for listening today. You are part of what makes us special, and we are so glad you joined us. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a review. Just like food, delicious podcasts are better when you share them with others. Come back for seconds wherever podcasts are served, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Food for Thoughtcast.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Food for Thoughtcast, or at www.foodforthoughtcast.com, where you can link to all podcast players, or you can send us an email at foodforthoughtcmc@gmail.com.